Hello, good day, animal breeders and viewers from different locations. My name is Olashubo Solomon Ayobami. I am the managing director and team head of Agrobreeders Nigeria, an animal breeding and mentorship company that is situated in Nigeria with headquarters in Plateau State, Nigeria. Do well to see that you join us every Monday at 8:30 a.m. West African time, live for a period of mentorship and capacity building on our YouTube channel at Agrobreeders Nigeria 7031. Agrobreeders Nigeria 7031. On that platform, every Monday at 8:30 a.m. is always a wonderful time of learning. It's always a wonderful time of building capacity in animal breeding. And we talk about a lot of topics, a lot of wonderful sessions on animal breeding. I myself is the facilitator of this session alongside some other team members of Agrobreeders Nigeria. You can also follow us on our Instagram page, Agrobreeders_Nigeria on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, Agrobreeders Nigeria. And you can also reach out to us via our Agrobreeders official line, 08163666344. If you're outside the country, you can say +2348163666344. What you know in animal breeding is what determines what you can produce. I want to encourage you to see that you follow us and give yourself to capacity building. There's nothing that you cannot achieve in animal production when you build capacity in animal breeding. Thank you so much. Once again, I remain Ayobami Olashubo from Agrobreeders Nigeria. See you there. Hello, good day, animal breeders from different locations. Welcome to another episode of Animal Breeding Basics with Agrobreeders Nigeria. Today we'll continue with the episode that we started. We started a series on the breeding systems in animals, and in the last episode we were able to explain the fact that breeding systems, what we call breeding systems, are the methodologies, the methods that is used in pairing a male animal and a female animals. And I said it is very important because it is a major determinant of the success rate and the quality of the progeny of animals that is being produced. And I began by explaining, I continue further to explain that there are different breeding systems, and I explained last week that, I think last week we talked about pure line breeding or straight breeding, and I said straight breeding or pure line breeding has to do with is a phenomenon that is used to describe the mating of a male and female animals of the same species and also of the same breed. And I mentioned the fact that pure line breeding is done primarily to maintain and to propagate or to multiply a particular genetic line for commercial use in commercial breeding. Today we continue to look at what I call the second breeding system, which I call inbreeding. From here we see that inbreeding is the mating of animals that are closely related, such as parents and offsprings, full brothers and sisters, or half brothers and sisters. Thereby we call it inbreeding. Now inbreeding has to do with the fact that has to do with the mating of animals of the same breed that are also closely related. Now, the effect of inbreeding is homozygosity. You have to understand that the effect of inbreeding is homozygosity, which can increase the chances of the offspring being affected by deleterious recessive gene. Initially, the concept of inbreeding was being taught from a standpoint of, or let me say with an attempt to do a pure line breeding, because actually inbreeding is actually a type of pure line breeding, because all it still has to do with the crossing of animals that are from the same breed. But the issue is that when doing a pure line breeding, the mistake that farmers do is that they end up crossing animals with an attempt to multiply animals for commercial breeding systems. They end up seeing that they produce animals that are closely related in terms of their genetic quality or their genetic composition. The effect of this is that the animal will end up being affected by a deleterious recessive gene. What is supposed to be to lead to production of genetic bloodlines that will be used for commercial breeding purposes become a thing that now lead to the destruction or the deterioration of that genetic line, because at the end the animal will be affected by a deleterious recessive gene. Homozygosity is a phenomenon that is not advised scientifically. Scientifically, it is believed that every breeding system that one will apply must be one that will be able to help you bring in what we call some level of heterosis, some level of advancement, or let me say improvement in the genetic line. But any cross that will ensure that will allow you multiplying the lines of animals at the same time causing the manifestation of a deleterious recessive gene is one that will later lead to the destruction or the deterioration of that genetic line. And that is the effect of inbreeding, homozygosity. The issue is not the fact that you are breeding animals of the same breed. The issue is the fact that the two individuals, the male and female, are closely related. When they are closely related, you see the good character that you are trying to multiply, you see them. Probably if you are breeding an animal because of the fact that they normally produce good meat, lean meat, you see the production of lean meat, but at the same time you begin to see some other deleterious manifestation of bad negative characters that were not initially in the parent lines. We call it and that is what we call inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression, and it's something that every farmer must run away from because it deteriorates the genetic lines, and it also encourages the manifestation of negative recessive characters thereabout. Inbreeding results in overall reduction. Do you see that? Overall reduction in performance. The most obvious effects of inbreeding are poor reproductive efficiency, including higher mortality rate. You begin to see that the piglets are coming, they are not staying. Sometimes in some guilt you see that inbreeding is what causes delay in estrus. Inbreeding is what causes delay in sexual maturity. You see some animals, both male and female, you see them that they are, in terms of their vegetative maturity, they've built up their body, they've built up the organs, but when it comes to coming into reproductive maturity, there's a delay caused by inbreeding. In some gilt and in some sows, you begin to see that inbreeding can lead to overall loss in performance of animal in terms of their ability, their milking ability, in terms of their ability to manage a farrowing, in terms of the ability to produce born and alive piglets. There will be an overall increase in some animals. There's an overall increase in mortality rate, neonatal death of animals. All of these things can be caused by inbreeding. It causes an overall reduction in the performance of the animal because your good character, don't forget, your good character is manifesting, but at the same time, a negative deleterious recessive gene is now made dominant by the reason of your inbreeding. And sometimes it also causes lower growth rate in some animals and higher frequency of hereditary abnormalities. You begin to see abnormalities. Sometimes it has been seen that some behavior that is not in the paternal and maternal line, or that is not supposed to be seen in that genetic line, can be seen when the individuals that are crossing are too closely related thereabout. I will just do a little bit recap again. What we are saying is that there is nothing wrong with crossing animals that are from the same line together. We encourage straight line breeding thereabout. But what is not encouraged is the crossing or mating of animals that are closely related. What that causes is that it causes the manifestation of a deleterious recessive gene, which will, of course, lead to the degeneration or the deterioration of the genetic line thereabout, and it causes a lot of effect, a lot of characters, a lot of features that the farmer will not, that will not be profitable to the farmer. So it's best to be careful that the lines of crossing you are doing is not one that will lead to inbreeding thereabout. Thank you so much. My name is Mr. Olashibo Solomon Aibami. Please do well to see that you follow us, and do well to see that you join us in some other awesome episodes that we'll be having. This is Animal Breeding Basics with Agrobreeders Nigeria, and the series we are treating is breeding systems in animals. And of course, we still do well to see that we bring you the rest of the trainings in some other episodes we'll be having. Thank you so much. But I would like to say this: ensure to see that whenever you are choosing your breeding systems, ensure that the two individuals who are coming are not closely related. Is needed. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode, and stay tuned for more amazing episodes to come. Every Monday, we are live every Monday at 8:30 a.m. West African time. Do well to reach out to us for animal breeding mentorship and trainings. Do well to meet us for farm establishments or all aspects of animal breeding. You can stay tuned and reach us on our social media, Agrobreeders Nigeria, on Instagram, on Facebook, and for mentorship or for questioning, you can call Agrobreeders official line on +234 81 636 66344 +234 81 636 66344. Thank you for trusting Agrobreeders Nigeria. We are committed to raising competent farmers globally. Thank you.